It's here, the changing world order, and 99% of Americans are not prepared. In today's video, I'm going to break down Ray Dalio's changing world order and share with you the facts, figures, numbers, logic. It's time to start preparing. My name is Coach JB. What I work to make is very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. I have amazing free resources for you. If you wonder where we put our money, we put it where the banks put their money. When you put your money in the bank, they secure it in Tier 1 capital. So we use tax code 7702, Infinity Banking Concept. Description down below, you can set up a free consultation with my team, or in the social media platform here, click, you can set up a free consultation. I also have an absolutely free 16-page guide on exactly how my blueprint is set up. So I'm going to dive right into this video, and I want to share with you guys, I've been sharing a long time Ray Dalio's Changing World Order. If you have not gotten his book, The Changing World Order, or The Big Debt Crisis, I highly recommend you subscribe to his channel and go deep into his information. He studies 500 years back. This is nothing new under the sun. It's what's called a changing world order. So I'm going to show you 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But let's first break them down. So first is the wealth gap. Since 1971, I'm going to show you your productivity has gone through the roof and your pay has stayed stagnant. The rich have become extremely, extremely rich, and the poor continue to get poor. And now the middle class is getting wiped out, leverage towards technology, moving down to the working poor. Number 13 is large debts. I'm going to show you how America has buried us in debt, and we have to borrow to pay for our critical services. Number 14 is printing money. They printed more money than in history in the last 36 months. We have internal conflict, which I'll show you, which is the left and right. Loss of reserve currency. We have the BRICS countries right now, as we speak, de-dollarizing from the American dollar. Number 17 is weak leadership. And 18 is civil war or revolution, which is probably going to start to happen on the back end of 2024 with the presidential election. You already see what's happening on the border. So let's look at the facts, figures, numbers, logic. Okay, don't believe me, but believe the facts. Okay, so this is a chart from 1948. If you look at the arrow right there around 1971, that's when they detached us from the gold standard. Do you remember what President Nixon said? We're protecting you from speculators. The fact is, they didn't have our gold. That's why they detached from the gold standard. So in 1971, they detached us from the gold standard and made our money fake, which is called fiat money. Since they made our money fake, fiat money, your productivity has gone through the roof, and that's how much your compensation has got up. The wealthy have become extremely wealthy, and the poor continue to become more poor. So that's the wealth gap, confirming Ray Dalio's changing world order. So if we look at GDP, so this is debt to gross domestic product. So what is gross domestic product? Just to make it very simple, if we sold all the products and services in America, we couldn't even pay off our debt. So if you look at since 2016, we jumped over 105%. And if you notice in 2020, something dramatic happened. The printing machine was turned on full blast, which I'll show you, and our debt went through the roof. So in 2020, we were at 120%, 28% debt to income ratio. We dropped down to 127, and 2022 at 129. And now we're close to 131% debt to income ratio. We have more debt than we have money in the system. Every single dollar you own is someone else's debt. So when you put your money into a bank, they use a third party and they put it into Tier 1 capital. They lend it out to the next person and they put it in the capital markets. Remember, when there's no debt in the system, there's no money. So the only thing they can do on the back end of this year is lower interest rates to stimulate the economy. Okay, remember the feds are supposed to control the job markets, and they control the monetary system by interest rates. Inflation is illegal taxation. So now we're confirming Ray Dalio's changing world order. We look at the M2 money supply. Ray Dalio says printing of money, right, for the changing world order. We can see it for yourself since 2000, and specifically in 2012 when Obama turned the printing machine on full blast with the Obama Rescue Plan. Look at 2020 to 2022. They turned the M2 money supply on full blast, and now they're trying to shrink the balance sheet, which is causing a liquidity crisis within the markets. So we've confirmed the wealth gap. We've confirmed the printing of money. We've confirmed America's debt. And you'll have to ask yourself, do you think that there's a battle between left and right happening right now? Do you think that there's a battle between left and right? What's happening at the Texas border, guys? America is becoming fragmented more than it ever has in 2024. So we got printing of money. Okay, let's go back through this really quickly. So if we jump back to Ray Dalio's Changing the World, we confirm 12, 13, 14, 15, which is internal conflict, left versus right. And let's jump over to loss of reserve currency. So I showed you guys this on Friday. This is the first BRICS meeting, and this is what they're focused on.
Countries have expressed their willingness to enhance active participation of all BRICS member countries. We witnessed a very strong interest to our grouping from different corners of Earth.
A very strong interest from different corners of Earth. Pay attention.
For the moment, around 30 countries have expressed their willingness to enhance cooperation with BRICS or to join BRICS. As a response to this appeal, BRICS leaders have taken the decision to develop a partner country model. We look forward to proactive engagement of all BRICS participants, founders and newcomers alike, in our common effort to fulfill this leaders' tasking. The BRICS outreach and BRICS Plus mechanisms will continue to function as a major framework for dialogue with third countries. Another priority of the Russian chairship that can have far-reaching positive consequences for inter-BRICS trade and investment exchanges will be the financial and economic dimension of our cooperation. According to the leaders' decision in Johannesburg, we will look into the ways how to enhance the use of national currencies, that is, local currencies, payment instruments and platforms in our cross-border transactions in order to reduce the negative spillovers of the current dollar-dominated global economic system and to increase the role of the developing world in the international finances.
Okay, so they're coming together. They are stronger than American nations now. They're bigger than America's nations now, and they're working to de-dollarize. So now you have to ask yourself a question. Have we confirmed wealth gap? Yes. Large debts? Yes. Printing of money? Yes. Internal conflict, left versus right? Yes. Loss of reserve currency? In process. Weak leadership? I'll let you determine that and comment down below. What do you think? Biden's weak leadership has kept Americans hostage for 100 days. There's so much information out there around the lack of leadership within this institution. Now, I'm actually not going to play this TED Talk, but I encourage all of you guys to go listen to this lady's TED Talk 5 months ago. It says, is the US headed towards another civil war? She gives you a totally different perspective on this. It's really interesting what she says. Please write this title down and go watch this. And I guarantee it will confirm that we are heading towards a civil war in America. Okay. So what am I doing about this? I'm not sitting back and waiting for a savior. The Jesus Christ that I follow said we're already saved. He is undefeated. We talk about him every single day. They tried to kill him. He's here. He's in us. He says we're made in the likeness of image. There's no savior coming to save you. He gives you the ability to walk, to talk, to think, to act. So I'm not sitting back waiting for a president. Am I ready for a change? Absolutely. I'd love to pay less taxes and I'd love to have a better running economy. But right now, I'm doing what I can to protect my family. So number one, as I invested in a very speculative asset called crypto. Speculative is the key word. It shouldn't be your retirement. It shouldn't be all your money put into cryptocurrency. You should have an exit plan because you're about to experience a massive parabolic straight up move from 2024 to 2025 with the Bitcoin halving. Okay, we had the Bitcoin ETF, we had the Bitcoin halving, then interest rates coming down. Your crypto is going to go straight up. And you are going to think that you're going to keep getting rich, but what goes up always comes down. It's a cycle. Everything is a cycle. Everything is a wave of energy. So when that wave of energy goes up, you should do the opposite of the 99% and use Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. I'm the co-founder and creator. We created this so you can create an exit plan. We teach you how to do an exit plan. We show you exactly how you can set up so you get an alert to exit the markets properly. Because what happens is when the exchanges go parabolic, everything shuts down. They're getting liquidated, guys. They're a bank as well. They're getting liquidated. They don't just hold your money for shits and giggles. They're just like a bank. They're lending out your money. So we make sure that we exit. When I exit, what I do is I max fund my index universal life policies and insurance like the banks do. I use tax code 7702. Okay. I like to insure my wealth. And then from insuring my wealth and having 50% left of my portfolio of crypto, I can now borrow against these assets tax free to get more assets. I've continued to expand myself in business and information technology and attention, expanding into the future. Okay. Precious metals. And now we're getting into real estate. Also, I think it's very important. It's not, do you need insurance? It's what type of insurance do you need? It's not, do you need a trust? It's what type of trust do you need? Every single person should have a trust set up around their ecosystem. So I'm in the process, almost finished with the Rockefeller Trust, which is the boomerang system, which basically my kids will be wealthy. Study the book, What Would the Rockefellers Do? The Vanderbilt's wealth ran out in 7 generations. I think it was 3 or 7. And the Rockefellers are one of the richest families in the world because they insure their wealth. Okay. There's a way that you can protect your family during these volatile times. Now, here's the good news. We win in the end. Here's the good news. During the most radical transformations in history is when the most wealth is built. But it's wealthy here, wealthy here. If there's going to be an even playing field, it's time to get your shit together. So I hope this information reaches you well. I wanted to make sure that you guys saw that. These are confirmation, guys. That's facts, figures, numbers, logic. But if you're sitting here waiting for a savior come to save you or another president to pull you out of the mud and get you out of debt, that's not going to happen. They're not going to get rid of your debt. They're not going to make you exercise. They're not going to make you get a nutrition plan. They're not going to make you go to church. They're not going to make you connect with God. They're not going to do your prayers for you. It's time for us to take sovereignty of our own self, right? Take sovereignty, go to war for your own family, for your mindset. Remember, Jesus said, please forgive them for they know not what they do. Jesus was relationship. He wasn't religion. This is a cycle that's happened in humanity over and over and over again. And it's your job to break that cycle because you're a generational shifter. So I hope this information reaches you well. In the description of my video here, I have tons of free resources for you. One, you can set up a free consultation. Also, my 16-page absolutely free book that shows you exactly what I just talked about, how my system is set up. Here to help you guys. That's what I want to do. Also, too many of you guys have been emailing me about my insurance company or messaging. I'm going to have an open house this Friday. If you're interested in joining my insurance team and helping, I need more agents. We need more agents to spread the word to help people in this tier 1 capital. We'll help you get licensed. We'll take you through the process. So I'll have an open house this Friday. We also have an in-person meeting this Friday in Mesa, Arizona for our insurance company as well. If you want to figure out about my business opportunity, and we'll help you out. Warriors, get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys.